Good morning, everybody. Good afternoon, good evening, or good night, depending on where you're tuning in from. It, as usual, so good to see all of your beautiful smiling faces this fine Saturday morning, Sunday night. I don't know. Depends where you are. I always get the time zones mixed up depending on where people are. I think we're all on Saturday still, but I could be off. If not, regardless, let me know. Hey, Tanya, good morning from Austin, Texas. Good morning, Tanya. So good to see you here. Glad you could make it to this Saturday's live. WeForm, hey, how you doing there? Corporal Diesel, good morning from Central Texas. Hey, we've got both of you. We've got a couple Texans so far. Normally we get a few more. Often a really good representation from Texas. We got a couple Wisconsin. Always interesting to see. A lot from throughout Africa. But anyways, regardless, good to see you here, Rob. Glad you could make it. Ruben, hello, everyone. Glad to be here with you. Adam, always grateful for your time. Adam, you're the best. Oh, Ruben, you're the best. Thanks for being here. I appreciate it. Roy, Vincent, go. Good morning, everyone. Good morning to you, Roy. Dasha Filipova, hello. Hello, Dasha. Good to see you from the Ukraine. Which part do I remember? Odessa. I think it's Odessa, if I remember correctly. So good to see you, Dasha. Looking forward to making it out to the Ukraine. Hopefully things resolve over there and take the family back for the first time. I guess back's not the right word. Irvina, good night from Indonesia. Good night, Irvina. Good to see you. Turf Nerd Lawn Care. Good morning, my friend. Still loving that name, and I'm liking that picture. Look at all that happy turf. Good morning from Dayton, Ohio. Good morning. Got to capitalize on the season, right? Because what is it now? August. Must be prime season for lawn care in Ohio because things going to be getting cold there in a few months. David, good morning, my friend. Hope you are well from the 305. What happens in the 305 stays in the 305. I like the switching it up, my friend. I like it. The new tagline from, I'm assuming that's Miami area code. But that's wicked. I'm a big fan of area codes. We have some local ones around here, like around Vancouver. The main one is 604. But then as you go outside of Vancouver, it's like Vancouver Island and northern parts of British Columbia, it's 250. And then they started introducing 778 because we're running out of phone numbers for so many people. DJ Yuki, hey from Thailand. Hello, DJ. Funny story about, funny is not the right word, I guess, but interesting story about Thailand. I've got a buddy that's heading there actually, he's probably there now that I think about it. I forget exactly where in Thailand. I know it's a big country, but I was telling my kids about it and I was like, hey, yeah, my friend Ed's going to Thailand, and my 6-year-old's like, I want to go to Thailand. And we've got a big trip coming up of all kinds of different places, but Thailand wasn't on the list. So it's interesting to hear, that they want to go there. They know nothing about it. So we'll have to do some learning. Roadkill, Wisconsin. Good morning, everyone. Again, good morning, my friend. Joe's, hang on, there we go. Joe's D or DI. Ciao, Adam. Ciao, buongiorno. From suddenly rainy and cold Rome. Ooh, that sounds terrible. Keep it, stay dry, stay warm, my friend. I'm going to be in Rome I should just keep a list of places and dates, because there's a lot of travel coming up soon, but hopefully it warms up. I got a few months, so it should be good. Actually, I'm going there in the middle of winter. It's like the worst time to go ever, but, I kind of don't mind it because I'm so used to like sweating to death every time I travel. Nadine, good afternoon from rainy Ireland. Hello, Nadine. That's a beautiful picture. Is that in Ireland as well? It looks a lot like where I live, which is fascinating. Greens, a lot of greens. Which part of Ireland? I'm like a true mix of cultures and that, but some of my family's back from Ireland, way back. Be the kid, yo to you. Hey, I don't know how to pronounce that. Damixless, Scotland. So fun story. I've spent so much time in the UK, mostly around London, southern England parts. I've never been to Scotland. I would love to go. It is high on my list. So Edinburgh, Glasgow, Aberdeen. Is Aberdeen there? Other places? Where are you? Brian, bonjour de Bellois. The way college kids pronounce Beloit. Yes, I'm not surprised. It sounds very sophisticated in French. I'm working on my own bottled water brand. Exotic yet expensive. I simply call it Hose. Tagline, Eau de Bellois. Brian, I love all of that. I love hosed, by the way. That is genius. Eau de Bellois. I like it. It's funny, actually. There's it's funny for those of you that aren't catching the inside joke here. There was a video I made. I have no idea which title it was. Where I started a fake bottled water brand, and I just put hosed water from my backyard into the bottle. But bottled water is a fascinating branding exercise because we all know it's water, and it's probably just from a hose somewhere, but we pay premiums, especially when we have to buy it in like the airport. I was waiting in the airport in Hawaii to fly home, and it was like 1 billion degrees and everyone was sweating to death, and they charged some outrageous amount for water, and I happily paid it, just like everybody else. So Sunny Chan, MKT, hey everyone, hello Sunny. Mohammed, good evening from Dubai. Hello Mohammed, good to see you. Yeah, my buddy who's actually flying to Thailand is actually he's originally from the UK, but then he moved to Dubai. So, and I like Dubai. It's a cool city. I've not been back in a while. Aldo Meza, hello from El Paso, Texas. Another Texan, amazing. Hello to you. The West Texas town of El Paso. Dasha says, that's right, it's Odessa. Good. Testing my memory. That's perfect. We'll keep it going. Segar. Hello, Adam. It's Segar. Hello, Segar. It's Adam. Good to see you and good morning. Ooh, okay. Itumaleng. Itumaleng. Did I pronounce that right? Afternoon from South Africa. Afternoon to you, Itumaleng. Good to see you here. Bruce, good morning, my friend. From me and mine to you and yours. The whole family is here. Wife and the little man. Oh, well, there we go. It's a family marketing Saturday. We'll get our heads right. We'll get in the zone. We'll crush this week. It'll be good. I don't know how old's your little guy, but it's never too early to start learning marketing. Actually, it might be too early. My 2-year-old's probably too early, but still. You'd be amazed at how much marketing stuff goes on in the Earhart family. Okay, good morning, Adam from East Texas. Holy mackerel. What is happening? We got a whole representation here. So happy to be here with you this morning. My daughter had my first grandchild in May, so I've been distracted. That is forgivable. Absolutely forgivable. Well, then congratulations. That's super exciting. Family, life. What an amazing ride we're all on, hey? Be the Kid, how would I charge my lawn mowing company? Would you recommend hourly or by job? Ooh, this would be a good one for you and Turf Lawn Care to get in on. Many different ideas here. My least preferable way of doing most charging is hourly. And the reason is because when you charge hourly, people are able to make a very clear comparison between the services that you provide and someone else, and they rarely look at the quality or the extras or the personality or all of that. They literally just look at the hourly rate. This guy's $30 an hour. This guy's $60 an hour. I'm going with the 30 because in the end, how hard is it to cut a lawn? But as you and I both know, there's trimming, there's edging, there's disposal of the clippings. There's all kinds of stuff that goes into like a superior lawn care company versus another. So my preference is packaging. However, it's going to be tough because every lawn is going to be different in regards to how many trees there are, how big it is. So hourly might have to do it, but you might be able to have different packages of hourly. You could have your basic hourly rate, which is like, I cut it. $20, $30, whatever. Then you could have like premium with this and this and this and edging, or you could do it by job or packaging. I would try them all and see what works well. You're going to find most people do hourly. Probably not my favorite. Lakia, good morning. Good morning, Lakia. Good to see you. Do I have any vids for a proper onboard? You know, first of all, I don't. And the reason is because it's going to be dependent on the services that you provide and the context of the business. So every onboarding process is going to look different based on the amount of information and the amount of access that you need from the client. The best advice I can give you is try to come up with the most thorough onboarding sequence ever. So like write down every step, every piece of information you need, then go through and get rid of everything that's not totally mandatory, because you're going to probably come up with something that's 8 miles long. The less that you're able to ask for, the better, because it's going to ensure that things just keep flowing smoothly without running into any friction or road bumps. And the more things that you introduce for the client to do, the less likely they are to do it. So a tricky one. That said, you know who would have a good video on onboarding? It would be for nutrition clients, but I bet you'd find a ton of other stuff there. Look up Dr. Mark, the Dr. Mark method, M-A-R-C, Dr. M-A-R-C. He's got videos on client onboarding for nutrition clients, and they're solid. So, Latricia, perfect. Names, Trisha, K is Latricia. I'll lock it in there. Jeff, good morning from Des Moines, Iowa. Good morning, Jeff. Des Moines. I know very little about Des Moines other than that is where Slipknot came from. For all of you heavy metal fans, fun fact, Des Moines, Iowa, birthplace of Slipknot. Sagar, can I ask you one question? That's what we're here for, my friend. Which is the best way to outreach as SMMA? For those not familiar, social media marketing agency, cold call, bulk email, Insta DM, LinkedIn, which is best? It depends, but we're here now, so I can give you better context than that terrible answer. First of all, you're going to have to figure out what niche you're going into because each one is going to be different depending on the kind of clients that you're going after. So are you going after like, I don't know, what's a good example here? The age, the demographics, men, women, industries, they're going to be on different platforms. So pick that one to start. I can tell you confidently that cold calling is probably the most effective and the most annoying at the same time. So I don't like cold calling. I never suggest it, but if someone had told me, they're like, Adam, you need to make money immediately, I'd probably cold call because I need to do it immediately. But it's not the best plan. It just ticks people off. So email's good. I don't like bulk email either very much, but cold email is probably the next best bet. Insta DM, LinkedIn DM, all of these can work provided you have a good message. You're leading with value. You're doing your due diligence and research. So my preference would be to take a isolated, let's call it, it's a very violent term, but we're going to call it a sniper rifle approach instead of a shotgun approach. So a shotgun approach is bulk email. You just get a list and you dump everybody in there and you send it all out. I don't like that one, but it can work. The sniper approach is you make a list of your top 50 to 100 prospects. You learn what you can about them. You create Loom videos that go over their service and your service and how you can help them, et cetera, et cetera. That will be the most effective. It's the most work, but it's the most effective. Actually, fun fact, I learned this from Sam Ovens back, like literally 10 years ago. When he was doing more marketing stuff and he was using lumpy mail. And what we used to do and what he told me to do and what I did was I would make a list of the clients that I wanted. I would go and make a video, like going through all of their marketing. I would literally burn it onto a DVD. Yes, 10 years ago. I would put it in a case. I'd print out their company logo. I'd put it on the DVD. I'd write them up a big letter. I'd mail it to them physically in the mail. And that converted at like, I don't know, maybe 10%, somewhere between 10 and 20% of the people that I sent it to. So I'd send out 10 and I'd get one client from it. Huge amount of work, but effective. Kyle Pemberton, good to see you, Kyle. Good morning from Missouri. What's for breakfast today? Oh, well, breakfast number one was, it's going to sound gross, but bear with me, was wild caught sockeye salmon and guacamole, was some keto farm girl crunch and macadamia nuts, some almond milk to go with it. It was also a protein shake with good protein, which is my new favorite protein. I love it. It's so tasty. This is not sponsored, but man, oh man, are they ever good. DJ Yuki. And so, sorry, what's next, Kyle? Pancakes, Saturday morning pancakes. DJ UK, I definitely need to go. I agree. I do need to go. Hey, Maurice, good to see you here, my friend, and glad you could make it. Do you think gyms would be a good niche for an agency? Alternative, we thought about esports or AI automation as a niche. Would love to hear your thoughts. So I like this question, Maurice, because it's one that I get asked all the time, and the answer evolves as I try to make it more clear. The real answer is there is no one best niche. Right? Like it just doesn't matter. There's a 6-figure, 7-figure business behind every niche you can think of. In fact, as long as you name something that is not completely obscure, and even then, I bet you there's still $1 million company behind it. Like you can make money in all of these. The question is, which one are you most knowledgeable in? Which one are you going to be able to deliver the best results in? Which one are you most interested and experienced in? Which one do you want to pursue? That's the best way to do it. Gyms are fine. They're definitely more competitive than, say, esports, which is probably the least competitive. But again, I know there's money there, but it's still so new as an industry that I'm not sure they're as familiar with working with agencies and what they're willing to outsource, whereas people believe they can do it all themselves. AI automation, I think, is fascinating. But it's kind of the latest like craze. Drop shipping, make money overnight, make $1 million without doing anything. So your competition is going to be a lot of people making false claims and really hyped, blown out promises. So yeah, I'll leave that with you. You're going to have to decide. personally, I've done gyms in the past. Like I built one of my businesses around doing fitness marketing. So I like it. Would I get back into it today? Probably not. Only because it's super competitive. The other thing you're going to find is like the sexier an industry, like the cooler it looks, the more fun it is, the more competition, because people want to do that. Everybody wants to do gyms and esports and AI automation. You know what people don't want to do? Junk collecting, garbage disposal, septic services, like really gross, boring, old industries, but kind of where the money is. Nadine Wicklow, about an hour from Dublin. Yes, the pic is from beside our house. Oh, beautiful. That's amazing. All right, well, it's funny. For next year's trip, not 2024, but 2025, we're trying to decide right now on where to go. And Dublin, around Ireland, was actually in one of my spots to go. So maybe. Mason, is it just me or do a lot of people sleep on print marketing? I'm currently getting over 50x and I only see people talk about online marketing. So Mason, it is not just you. It is not just you. In fact, over on my bookshelf over there, you'll find a cubby. I don't have tons of books on it, but I have one of my bookshelf shelves is direct response mail marketing, print marketing. That's it. And it's old and it's good. Now, here's the deal. With print marketing, the reason nobody talks about it is because nobody's really looking for it. So yes, everyone's sleeping on print marketing. Does it work for everyone? No. Normally because of the investment with print marketing and the turnaround times. So if I spend, yes, the returns are probably going to be higher potentially if you get it right, but also the initial investment with print marketing is significantly higher. So I can spend $100 on Facebook ads and get a pretty good idea of what's going to work and what's not. I can't spend $100 on print and decide if it's going to work or not. I have to spend probably closer to $1,000. And the reason has to do with sample size and statistically significant relevant data. Meaning I need a lot of responses to figure out if this is actually legitimate or not. Whereas with Facebook, I'm able to get those for pennies on the dollar because it's easy and it's cheap and it's instantaneous. The other thing with print, I've got to come up with the copy. I've got to get it printed out. I've got to get it mailed. I've got to get all my tracking. Like we're looking at weeks, whereas with online ads, like we're looking at hours, days at most, right? So it's like we get immediate feedback. But yes, I love print marketing. I think it's amazing. I talk about it not as often as I should because I believe in it. But again, it is a more sophisticated strategy. So if I made a video on it, like it probably wouldn't get pushed out very much because not a lot of people are interested in it. If you do look at some of my videos on O2O, it's like online to offline to online, O2O, OTOTO, often referred to. And you'll find some stuff there. I'm a big fan of that one. Going online, then offline, then back online, multiple touch points. Also, do you think producing content for gyms on YouTube would pay off? There are only about 9,000 gyms here in Germany, so the TAM is very small. TAM, for those not familiar, total addressable market. 9,000 gyms. So here's the deal, Moritz. Is there only 9,000 gyms in all of Germany? That seems low. I won't Google it right now. I don't know where I'd find that data. It seems low. The other thing, though, is like if you're appealing to gyms, you might have crossover with personal trainers. Now, is it worth it to produce content? Oh, I don't know. You could still make a decent amount of money from like 9,000 gyms. Where's my paper? We're gonna have to do this in my head here. But it's like, let's assume for a second that you became the de facto go-to German gym marketing expert. You're the guy. You're going to speak German. All your ads are in German. You're addressing a German market. Like everything is around German gym marketing and you're the guy. You're going to do really well. I have a hard time believing you won't, right? Like if you imagine getting, here, let's just do this. 9,000. I don't know how realistic getting 1% of all those people are, but like, let's assume you get 1% of the 9,000 gyms in Germany. That's 90 gyms. So if you have 90 gyms and you charge a relatively reasonable $1,000 a month, which is not insane, that's $90,000 a month. So it's like you've hit the end. If you're charging it in euros, it's like we're at, I don't know, 130,000 or whatever. Say you charge 500, you're still at 45,000 euros a month. That's okay. That's a livable wage. People can live on 45 grand a month, 90 grand a month. That's $1 million a year, right? So you've got to weigh it out. Now, is it practically at all 9,000? I don't know. Or pardon me, is it practical to get 1%? It sounds like a small number, but in reality, it's decent unless you're the guy for that market, which I think you can be. How much time do we have? We have time still. So here's the deal. When I was first getting started in YouTube years ago, and I had one of my consultants, and he's like, what do you want to be known for? And I was like, well, I'd love to be the marketing guy. Like if someone like just knew that I was the marketing guy, like in the world, not just Canada or the States or Germany, but it's like, I want to be like the marketing guy that people go to for marketing advice. And he was like, yeah, okay. It's not too competitive yet. There's other people that do marketing, but they do this and that and the other thing. And so marketing strategy, if you want it, you can have it. You'll just have to do it for like 5 years and make 700 videos. I was like, I can do it. So your goals are more achievable than you might think. Name I cannot pronounce. Edinburgh Fringe Festival is on now. It's a bit crazy. Yeah, I'll pass on the Fringe Festival then. I'll wait till it's calmer. But that's wicked. Edinburgh. Very cool. Very cool. Brian, my picture's from my alma mater in 1896. I got a student to sit on the same rock in 2016 for a film I did about college mindsets. He had a smartphone to his ear, just like the guy from 1896. Yeah, exactly. It's like we used to think, and now we talk. But that's very cool. Juliet, hello from Folsom. Hello, Juliet. Good to see you here. I'm just up the coast. Teresa, hello from the Philippines. Hello, Teresa. Glad you could make it. Bruce, hello, Adam. San Diego, my first time here. Hey, Bruce, welcome. Glad you could make it. I love San Diego. Used to spend a lot of time down there. A lot of conferences, obviously. Big conference center there. Beautiful place. Itumalang, I'm 15 and wanting to learn marketing. Am I too young? Nope. Not at all. Not even a little bit. You're perfect age to start learning. You're in the right place. Bruce, if doing a free marketing audit, what questions would you ask the lead for the call, and how are those questions different than the application to work with you? And he's 4 months. Oh, the little guy's 4 months old. That's a good age. That's a fun age. So hopefully he's starting to sleep. I got to be careful when I say stuff like that. My kids all slept okay. So we got lucky. My first son though, first 6 weeks were just like a disaster. Then he slept well. So what questions do you ask on the, lead into the call? How are they different than the application? So when you're doing a marketing audit, actually, Bruce, I've got a course I'm working on right now with some of these. I'm going to use it as a free course as like a lead magnet. It's going to answer some of these questions for you. So bear with me. I'm going to have a better answer for you in like a week or two. But in the interim, what you do on the application is you ask enough relevant questions so you have a good idea of where they are and what they're struggling with, what they're offering. That's the big thing. So you can do enough research. On the call, you're trying to get to the meat of the issue. So if you're asking like, well, how much business do you do? Or what's your main offer? Or what are your social media profiles? Or where can I learn about this? Or what have you tried that's worked? And what do you feel the obstacles are? What's stopping you from getting to the next level? All of those are good application questions. On the call, I want to unpack those. So I'm like, all right, what have you tried? What's working? What's not? What do you feel? Like you said that you feel the biggest obstacle is lack of lead flow. What have you done to generate leads? Well, nothing. Okay. What have you tried? Anything? Like where you're getting sales? Where did they come from? Word of mouth. Okay. Maybe a good idea would be, have you ever tried like a referral based system to increase word of mouth? Some kind of like internal viral marketing system? And they'll be like, no. And you're like, cool. I think that might be an opportunity. Let's write that down and da-da-da-da-da. So essentially you're mapping out a plan with them. Then at the end, your only goal is to be like, hey, here's what we've talked about. Here's what this looks like. Here's what I think you should do. Do you want some help with that? And 8 out of 10 times they're like, yes, please help me. Kyle from, I forgot already. Hang on. Let me scroll up. Missouri. Awesome. We'll keep going. Kyle from Missouri. Hey, Adam, do you think focusing on paid ads is a good model to focus on? Or do you think other channels are better to focus on? My partners are not convinced. We just need to stay general and not focus. Good question. Are you getting good results from paid ads? Because if so, then yeah, double down and focus there. Paid ads are one of the, I don't want to say they're one of the trickier ones. They're certainly one of the more expensive models to learn because you got to pay. But organic marketing is tricky as well. And then you don't get to shortcut the line and get in front of everybody with dollars. You have to do it with creativity and viral concepts and community hacking and all kinds of other things that are arguably more difficult. So I like focusing on paid ads if you're getting really good results from paid ads already. If you're not, you probably want to pursue all of them. Like I talk about this in other videos. I wish I could. There's too many videos, but you might have to search PESO, P-E-S-O. So it's paid, earned, shared, and owned marketing. There's 4 different kinds that we can look at for traffic. So paid is obviously paid, and then earned is how we can essentially do sharing and JVs and things like that. Organic, obviously organic marketing, anything that we post. And then what was the other one? Owned. So your email list, website traffic, arguably, things like that. I like all of them, but you're going to probably have to focus in on one sooner than later. And like if a business is doing less than $1 million a year, normally the solution is less, not more. So one traffic source, one offer, serving one target market, offering one main solution through one product. I think I said that already. It's like one is the magic number. I talk about this a lot. So anything less than $1 million a year, you need less, probably not more. The only exception is if you need to test to find out what's working. Habiba, good afternoon from North London. Hey, I love North London. I love all of London. How am I today? I'm doing amazing. Thanks, Habiba. Very well, very well. Hope you're doing good too. Turf Nerd Lawn Care. I've considered changing the name of my 8-year-old company. I believe my name hinders its ability to recruit new employees. Is it a mistake to change my name this far into it? The answer is it depends on how much brand recognition you have. So if you have a really, really solid brand, everyone knows your company name, everyone knows what it's about, it's well established, you have a good logo, then yes, it's going to be a challenge. It's still doable, but it's going to be a challenge. If on the other hand, nobody really knows, you don't have a super loyal following, you haven't done a ton of marketing, and you've just kind of been doing little bit by little bit, then you can change your name. There's some benefits to changing your name as well. You better make sure it's a good name you're changing it to. I'm not against Turf Nerd by any means either. The only thing is I like to use words that my target market uses or reacts to. So hopefully your idea to change your name is coming from clients when you've talked to them and you're like, what do you think of my name? And 70% of them have been like, yeah, I don't love it. Then I'd be like, okay, cool. But if most of them are like, yeah, it's great, I don't know if you need to change your name. Maybe a logo, whatever it is. The other thing you've got to keep in mind is that when it comes to businesses and positioning, your customers, your clients, they typically only have room in their minds for one word, one name, one symbol, one logo. So if you had a really recognizable logo, that's what they're going to think of. If you have a really recognizable name, that's what they're going to think of. If you're going under your personal name, that's what they're going to think of. So you get to kind of pick one and then really double down on that one. That's, again, a pretty sophisticated concept. I'm not against it, but come back to me with some of your ideas. And actually, this might be a good discussion. I forgot to totally mention this here. This thing up here, this might be a good spot for you there, my friend, Turf Nerd friend. We got we got to get. What's your name? Can't just keep calling you Turf Nerd. But like this would be something that I'd kind of want to workshop with you to figure out, are we using the right language and the right positioning for the company and like what you're offering, who you want to serve. Like, again, a name is less relevant and less important than you might think, as long as it's not insane. I'd rather you be specific and literal and clear than creative and weird and call it like XYZ, whatever. There's like no one knows what that means. But yes, there's lots to think about that one. Come back to me with some info or a question below. Teresa from the Philippines, if I remember, can you share tips on how to stay consistent on the quality of outputs, especially in dealing with varying clients? Oh, Teresa. Okay, so what do you mean? Can you share tips how to stay consistent on the quality of outputs, especially in dealing with varying clients? So do you mean how to stay consistent with the results you're providing for clients? I assume that's what you mean, so I'm going to answer it that way. And the answer is the best way to ensure consistent results is to have a consistent system, framework, process. So the reason that I have my marketing master plan, which goes model, market, message, media, machine, is because it has been refined that way over 10, 11, 12 years of refinement. It used to be down to 4. So I used to have just model, market, message, and media. There was a period there where I think I was even relying on just 3. It was like market, message, media, and like a triangle and how they overlap. That part's well known in digital marketing or direct response marketing, so I didn't invent that by any means. But it was sort of this evolution of it that I found a way that I was able to get most people the best results most of the time by following this system. So I knew if I could identify their model and like what it was and their packaging and their services, and I could package that up better and create a better offer, I was going to do really well. And then I could figure out the market that they're serving and and we would just carry it on. So that's the secret. Also, there are certain industries that your results are just going to vary and fluctuate. Let's use ads and SEO are two really good examples. You can do everything right in advertising and still fail 5 to 10% of the time. That's it. You can make the best ad ever, have it look amazing, everyone clicks it, but then there's so many factors that are beyond your control: economic timing, political environments, the client's landing page, the client's follow-up system or lack of. Like, there's only so much you can do. So I would just plan for a 10% failure rate, and then you can bake that into your guarantees or your refund policy or whatever it is. You don't have to publicly talk about this all the time, but yes, having a backup plan for the inevitable time that something's not going to go well, that's perfect. I'd be like, there's no way that I could tell you, honestly, that every single ad campaign I ever ran made millions of dollars. That is so far from the truth. It's not even funny. I've had many ad campaigns that have barely broken even after me putting in blood, sweat, tears, throwing up in my mouth from fear and stress and like just the worst life possible dealing with these ads. And they've taken everything out of me. You just have to be prepared for that. It doesn't happen all the time. Like, you're going to get better and hopefully those things become less of an issue. There's also ways to bake in success, which is, again, this is sort of, I don't do this anymore for not running ads for clients anymore. But when I had all kinds of itineraries. So I would have like my main campaign. I'd have my retargeting campaign. I made sure that they had an email list that we could capitalize on. So that way we never really totally hooped ourselves. Good word choice. Family friendly. Irvina, is using two niches for my Instagram good? Won't people be confused by my content? The answer is yes, they will, especially if those two niches are not related. So if you can find a way to combine those two niches so that they're one thing around you and whatever it was. There was a good example I saw about a video channel the other day that the guy really liked anime and he really liked cooking. So he made cooking videos where he cooked anime feasts. That's combining two niches. It's not having two separate niches. Hey, here I'm going to make a souffle, and here I'm going to talk about anime. Because yes, you can't do that anymore. You got to bring them together or pick one. All right. As a 15-year-old with no laptop and still learning SMMA, what advice would you give me? I would say, well, first of all, if you have a phone, you're able to watch this, right? So you're able to learn a significant amount through YouTube, through blogs. Like, if you can watch this, you've got access to all of the world's information at your fingertips. So learn. Pen and paper then. Take notes. Write down stuff. Is there a local library? Is there anywhere else you can go to get a laptop access? Not that you need it. Your phone's pretty good right now, especially in the learning phase. And you can do a lot of marketing just from your phone. Maybe start Instagram marketing. Start learning about Instagram. I mean, that's mainly dominated from your phone. So you can do carousels, you can do reels, you can do posts, you can do stories. You can learn everything everything there is to know about it. Maritz, Slipknot is awesome, man. Yeah, from Des Moines, Iowa. Oh, my younger days. Do you have any must-read books for digital marketing, particularly books with case studies, examples? So, yes. The problem, I think, with looking at case studies and examples from books is that they're going to be old, right? Like the second, especially digital marketing, the second that a book gets published on digital marketing, it's already outdated. So I don't know if I'm going to send you down there, down that rabbit hole. What I'd rather you do is look up books on marketing in general and use online case studies. If that helps, I have so many books on marketing to look up. I've got videos on that. So go check those out. Top 5 must-read marketing books. That will be a good place to start. All right, one sec. Oh, we got to hit the like button now for a second as I get a sip of water. Our interlude. I need like a song to play. Hit the like button song. Maybe that'll be next week's goal. Josh, hey, my man, good to see you. What are your thoughts on UpHex? Would you add this to your SaaS, or would you recommend another add-on software to go high level to make it more diversified? Don't know enough about it, I'm afraid, my friend, to comment on it. Don't use it. So I wish I could weigh in, but sadly, I'm going to leave you hanging on that one. I just don't know the software. There's so many. So I stay pretty focused on what I know and love and works well for me. David, hi, how are you? I'm doing awesome, David. How are you? Business opportunities. Good afternoon from Nigeria. Hello. Good afternoon. Business opportunities. I think we got a typo in your name. We got to fix our business spelling. WeForm. What is the best way of selling digital products and services? I also build websites. There is no best way. Everything works if you work it. Oh, that sounds like a motivational saying. Everything works if you just work it. But it's true. Everything works. Like, you could sell them one-on-one. You could sell them through conferences, through seminars, through content marketing. You could do SEO. You could do paid ads. You could do organic marketing. Give me a more specific example of like what specific digital product or specific service you sell and to who, and I will be able to give you a more specific answer. I love Sam Ovens. Yes, the man is a legend in the space. He's an interesting dude. He's done a lot of good. Gallo 823 or 823. Buenos dias from Los Angeles. Typo or Freudian slip or intentional slip. Such a great find for my Saturday mornings. The ramen between the ears, loving all the Earhart wisdom. Perfect. Well, I'm glad you could be here and enjoy all of the words. And I do love me some ramen. Marie, thanks for the answer. I love that advice. Thanks a lot. I love gyms and AI. That's why we also thought of them. Yeah, cool. I think back to follow up to your question there, Maurice, if you can find a way to like, because gyms are just so competitive and saturated, maybe you combine the two and it's like gyms and AI, but then I wouldn't just do it in Germany because like you're niching down too much. So I'd niche down geographically by going gyms in Germany, or I would niche down in service delivery and be like gyms and AI and serve it that way. Keep in mind, there's going to be different profit margins for both because the more you automate it or make it look like it's automated, then the less someone's going to want to pay because there's obviously less viewed personal input. Turf Nerd. Okay, right on. Yes, you guys have in your chat. Charge by the job, however, based on your quotes on an hourly rate you are targeting. Good advice. Perfect. Hey, Angelina. Good to see you here. I know you're not a fan of certifications. Me and my pronunciations. But is there an additional source, book, online course to dive deeper into content marketing? I've been spending time so far learning copywriting and email. Ooh, yeah. If you want to learn more about, so yeah, let me give you the blatant shameless plug here, right? Because in there's going to be two things. First of all, there's going to be Content Marketing Champion, which is like a workshop on content marketing. In my view, I made it. So obviously I'm biased here, but it's in my view, it's the best one ever. Oh, I know. Correct me if I'm wrong, but like all of my knowledge on content marketing went into that. For email specifically, the Everlaunch method, that's in here. I used to sell that thing for north of $1,000, $2,000. It's an entire email marketing system that can double sales in 30 days or so. The promise goes if you have an offer that is 100% true. So yeah, look into those. Outside of that, I mean, look at anything from Content Marketing Institute. They're also really good. And Joe Paluzzi is the guy from Content Marketing Institute. Who else do I like for content marketing? Seth Godin. I mean, basically his entire premise is around content marketing. So buy every book that Seth Godin wrote. You do all of that, man, you'll have this mastered. Teresa, what does it take to be called a marketing agency? Oh, that's a good question, Teresa. So here's the sad reality. It takes nothing. You just call yourself a marketing agency, and now you're a marketing agency. There is no barrier to entry. There is no certification. There is no governing body. Anybody who creates whatever can call themselves a marketing agency. That's it. I wish there was more to it than that, but there's not. Now, what does it take to be a good marketing agency? Miles long, right? Like you got to know marketing and you get clients and have testimonials and reviews and case studies and on and on and on. But like the barrier to start is low. So I would really just pick one thing that you want to focus on, and you can absolutely start a marketing agency on that. In fact, I wonder if I can share this. Can I do this? One sec. I'm going to give you a sneak peek of what I'm working on behind the scenes. It's coming soon. I don't know how I'm going to do this, but we're going to try. We're going to go save and copy that and move all these things back. But you will see if I can do this. If this takes longer than one more minute, we ain't doing it. Can you see that? We'll find out. So that's what I'm working on right now. The 10K agency blueprint. Oh, I think it worked. Now let me get rid of it. Cool. So I'm working on again, I think I mentioned this to someone else and I can't remember who or where. It's it's going to be used as a lead magnet, but it's a training on how to start a marketing agency, get it up to 10K a month in 30 days, or at least build the foundations so that becomes possible. All right, David. Hey, Adam, what do you think? What do you think which industries are going to become next billion-dollar industries by 2030? What are we now? We're like 2023? I'm pretty bad at guessing stuff like that because it's so far away. So if you were to ask me, what do I think is going to be the billion-dollar industries in the next like couple of years? I think that's probably better. 2030 is too far away. Too much stuff's changing and changing quickly. So I'm going to cop out of that answer and give you what I think is going to be the monster industries in the next few years. The first one is going to be online education. It continues to be like this massive surge and trend that's been going up ever since, like it was already really doing well. And then the whole Rona thing hit and just took off as people realize, hey, I'm paying Harvard $200,000 and they're giving me Zoom courses. What's up with this? I could get that same information for $1,000 over here. So that's a big one. Also, I think anything around automation, artificial intelligence, automated driving, energy, things like that, those are going to be big. So if you can get involved in those, but I think the real money here is selling the picks and the shovels, not going mining for gold. So taking the Levi Strauss approach. So the Levi Strauss approach is, y'all know Levi's jeans. Well, back in the day when everybody was mining for gold, Levi went out there and he sold picks and shovels and jeans and he outfitted all the miners with all the gear they need. That's where the real money is, helping people to then go out and do what they want to do and pursue their dreams. Ooh, good stuff. Danielle, I have a tutoring business and I want to start content marketing. Should I create a personal brand or business brand? Most of the content will be about running the business and tips for students. Great question, age-old question. The answer is something I battled with forever, something I continually battle with. Depends on what you want to do, really, is what it ultimately comes down to. I can tell you a few things. It is easier to build a personal brand than it is a business brand. And the reason is people like doing business with people, not businesses. So you can build a personal brand first. You can leverage it into a business brand later. What you'll find is that most of the big businesses as well have some kind of personal brand behind them. Think of Apple and Steve Jobs, now Tim Cook. Think of Microsoft, Bill Gates. Think of Nike, right? Even though we don't think of Phil Knight often, we normally think of like Michael Jordan and Tiger Woods and all of the other athletes that are essentially the personal brands behind the bigger brand. So yeah, both are fine. If you're going to sell the company, build it under a business. If you're going to keep on and hang on to it forever, build it personal. Pompous Boom, how would one get a web domain for free? And what's the best web builder you've used? How do you get a web domain for free? I think I have a video on this. I don't know if they give you the free domain, but that's like $10 a year. So I would budget for the $10 a year to get the domain. And if we can't budget $10 a year, then we should probably hold off and just use whatever, like a free WordPress thing. Best web builder I've used. I still like WordPress. So all WordPress all the time. But I'm sure people that are far more sophisticated in web building than I am are going to have different arguments on that one. Irvina, as a virtual assistant, choosing 2 niches for my business, is it effective? Oh, I think we answered this one. You can serve multiple niches, but then your niche isn't really those niches. Your niche is virtual assistants for different businesses. Brian, what do you think of companies that push agendas to the detriment of sales or ROI? No matter your ideology, I think it's foolish to alienate half of your potential customers. Oh, good question. Brian, philosophical stuff this morning. So yeah, let's talk about this because I rarely talk politics. I don't talk any of the like impolite dinner table topics of like sex, religion, politics, things like that. Mostly because yes, I'm more in your thought there, Brian. I think it's foolish to alienate half of your potential customers, especially when there are certain things that I really strongly believe in and I'll talk about them, but man, I got to believe in them a lot. And so like politics, I don't really believe in that much one way or another. Like I certainly, what do you call that? Go one way a little more than the other, but then the other side has arguments that I like too. So again, I'm very much hedging here. I think it's important if, right? It's like, do you have something at the core of your business that you truly strongly believe in, and you would you'll go down and you'll die for this cause because it's super important? Then yeah, go for it. Like, that's kind of why you have the power to talk about whatever you feel is important to you. The other side of it is, yes, could you do more good for the world by just biting your tongue? Also, are your opinions just that? Your opinions, right? Like, we all have opinions and ideas and beliefs, and they're often contradictory. And the other thing is, again, I don't want to get as deep as we're going already, but like, our personal beliefs change, right? So man, you're making a bold bet when you're like, this is what I believe and it is the true thing, and I'm going to sacrifice half my customers and clients for this thing. And then 10 years later, you're like, oh, I might've been a little off on that one. Like, yeah, I was sort of right, but I'm also more probably right over here because we mature and we have more life experiences and we have different things. I promise you, without a shadow of a doubt, the views that 8-year-old Adam had are very different than 18-year-old Adam, which are very different than 28-year-old Adam, which again are significantly different than 38-year-old Adam. Like, night and day. I'm not even probably close to the same person I am that I was like a decade ago. My views, my beliefs, everything's changed. So that said, there are companies that do an amazing job of this. Patagonia, there's a good one. They believe in like conservation and things like that. And the owner of it gave away like all of his business or like billions of dollars to the preservation of it. So yeah, just be careful. How can you find customer? Oh, I'm going to send you to watch all of the videos because that's what they're all about. Moritz, you definitely are the marketing guy now. Oh, you're too kind, my friend. Well, that's what I strive to do. I don't know if I'll ever fully claim that title because I think there's so many other people that are really, really good and have not just different views, but different areas of specialty and expertise. So yeah, but it's something I strive for. Roadkill, Wisconsin. What do you think a PL? Oh, I'm going to need more than that. I don't know what that means, but I'll check later. Desire. That's a cool logo. Hey, would you recommend running ads to get clients for my agency? And if so, how would I go about doing that? So those are two questions. The first is, would I recommend running ads to get clients for my agency? And the answer is, if your agency is doing more than $20,000 a month in recurring revenue, MMR, monthly recurring revenue, more than 20K, yes, you can start looking at running ads to get more clients. I would run them. Okay, we'll leave it there. Second part of the question. And if so, how would I go about doing that? There's a million different ways to run ads to get agency clients. My preference is to run a VSL, video sales letter style funnel. Look up a buddy of mine. He's really good at this. His name is Joel Irway, E-R-W-A-Y, Joel Irway. Joel has something called the Power Offer. And I would run a power offer to a mini webinar. This is what I did when I was running agency clients. I just basically talked to Joel. I was like, Joel, what would I do? And he's like, hey, you should try this. And I tried it and it worked good. So what did I say? Power offer, mini webinar. A lot of work. I'm not going to lie. So if you're less than 20K a month, you need to refine your offer and your positioning and your targeting first. Julie from Salem, Massachusetts. Oh, wonderful. Salem. Very cool. It's funny. Like, you obviously get this all the time, but like the witch hunt trials are basically all I know of Salem. So what else should I know about Salem? I've not been, I don't think either. I've spent a lot of time around that area, but there we go. David. Also, what do you know about first principles thinking? Sorry, I read that very confrontationally. Also, what do you know about first principles thinking? And is it possible to apply first principles thinking in marketing? So yes, I'm a big fan of first principles thinking. For those of you not familiar, it's basically, oh man, a very complicated construct to explain on the fly like this. I'm going to send you to Google it because I'm going to butcher this explanation. But essentially everything that we do has an effect. Then it has a secondary effect and a third effect and so on and so forth. So it's important to think about the downstream effects of everything that we do. Oh man, I don't know how I would apply this in marketing other than looking at what I'm doing for short-term versus long-term positioning. So in fact, actually probably everything I've done in marketing is a result of second, third order principles. Again, I'm butchering this, but like nothing I do is based on the short term, and it rarely ever has been. Maybe in like the first few months of my marketing journey where I was like, if I don't sell something, I'm not going to eat. So I will do anything, wash cars, walk dogs, make a campaign for a product that I don't really like. Like I'll do whatever I have to do to survive. And there's no shame in that. I really believe. It's like, oh, let's talk about this in a second. I'm going to stay on my thought before I rant off. But as you quickly realize, you're going to get the best results when you remove your ego and identity from the equation and you put your focus solely on the customer or client or student or audience that you're trying to serve. Things pay off just 100,000 million times more than you could ever imagine when you remove yourself and you're like, how can I serve this person in the best way possible? Okay, let's keep going. Another language I don't know. We'll just pass on that one. Joe's D from Rome. Raining Rome, cold Rome right now, as you say. Adam, if you have like 4 months before your target market starts looking online for services you're offering, what would be your first marketing move? Our target market mainly uses search. Thank you. Joe's, I can't tell you how much I love this question, my friend. This is an awesome question. So here's how I'm going to answer it. I have a video. I have no idea what it is, so we're going to have to walk through it now. But what you're looking for, I wonder if we could find it actually, because this will be really good. You're going to look up, it's Eugene Schwartz levels of awareness. Schwartz levels of awareness, Adam Earhart. And I'm going to see if I can find the video. The 5 marketing strategy to get more sales and beat your competition. 3 levels of marketing strategy. I think if you type in that, you're going to be fine. So go to YouTube after and type in Eugene Schwartz, SCHWARTZ or Z, levels of awareness, Adam Earhart. You're going to find it there because what ends up happening is you've got different levels that someone's aware, from problem aware or problem unaware. They don't even know they have a problem, to problem aware, to solution aware, to your solution aware. I'm missing one in there, but regardless, there's a spectrum of how cognizant someone is of the problem that they have and the solution that you have to offer. And there's a different marketing message that you want to put out for each stage of it. So I don't know, be more specific if you could, like let me know what service that is. Oh, we're not going to have time today to hit it, but like next week, maybe. Because the answer is, I'd probably go problem aware or like start right now. And I'd be like, what are they even looking for? Because if they're using search, I can't put something in front of them. I need them to go search. So if they're not searching for anything, I'm dead in the water already. And now I've probably got to look at other channels. But if they are searching, well, what are they searching for? What can I put in front that would address the problem and plant the seed that they might want to be interested in? My goal is to get them on my email list so that I can nurture them for the 4 months until they're ready to make a purchase decision, so that by that time happens, your name is the only one they're thinking of. Roadkill, what do you think would be a good way to market a small engine repair and mower shop? 2 ways: local SEO, and local Facebook ads targeting homeowners. Maybe not for small engine repair, but maybe with a mower. Where's my link for my high level one? This. And then I'd run it through there. So your best plan is going to be to optimize your Google page profile, fill it out completely, make sure all the services are there, follow up on getting as many reviews as you can, optimize it for SEO as much as humanly possible, then run local Facebook ads at $5 or $10 a day, targeting your local area with like, do you have a mower? Does it need servicing? Da 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 da. Very obvious, straightforward language. Call us, click here, whatever it is, to get stuff. Get your mower repaired. DS, greetings from Berlin. Greetings, DS. Good to see you. Daryl Smith, is selling online lucrative? It depends what you're selling, who you're selling it to, and if you're any good at it. If the answers to those line up, then yep. Sakib, tips for beginners to start a career in the marketing world. Tons of videos on that one. Go to Adam Earhart, again on YouTube. Do I need a marketing degree? Getting started in marketing, how to start a marketing agency. You'll find tons. Sharif, Adam, following you for a week now. Your content is awesome. Thanks for providing so much value. Well, thanks for the kind words, Sharif. Get out there, take some action, keep me posted. Let me know how it goes. Brian, I really appreciate how you're family friendly. Unlike a lot of marketers with foul mouths, your classiness differentiates. Adam, wonderful verbal identity. P.S. How many are in Marketing Insiders now? Oh yeah, good. Let's talk about that real quick. Well, first of all, I appreciate the kind words. And yeah, the family friendly thing is both a personality aspect and a strategic choice. So it's not that I am immune from ever letting a bad word drop. I have my moments. My kids catch me and they say, that is a bad word, Daddy. And I say, I am sorry. Let's not talk like that. But I'm also aware of the power of language. So I've made it a very conscious effort to, again, if you think about attracting certain people and polarizing other kinds of people, like language is a very strong tool. Obviously, that's what marketing is all about, language. So it's silly for me to use, say, foul language or inappropriate language unstrategically. Like if I'm trying to make a point, I might include it, again, strategically. But again, I'm also aware that there's kids watching. My kids are watching. This is recorded. I'm going to see this. I'm going to be careful what I say. How many are marketing insiders now? Not many, which is amazing. So I was talking to a buddy of mine yesterday and he's like, how's it going? And I was like, well, I didn't really launch it. I sort of just put like a little link up and was like, hey, this thing's going on. So the other day we had for our live call, I think it was like 6 or 7 people, which is incredible. So if you were to hire me for an hourly rate, I don't do it anymore, but it's $2,500, 1 hour. If you do it for a day, it's normally 25 grand. I appreciate that is not a reasonable number for most people, which is why you can come in here and we can talk and answer questions for a fraction of that. Now, we are going to grow this. There will be a launch. There will be a webinar. We're going to put more people in it. It will get up to a good couple hundred people in there. I think it'll be still amazing. We're going to have a different dynamic to it. But right now, the access and the level of access, that this will never exist again. So that is my pitch. My cry. Oh, man. It's funny, like of all the things that I've ever offered that I was like, this is the best value of anything I've ever offered. This is probably it. Sharif, do you have any suggestions for books on negotiation, cold calling, sales for a beginner? Yeah, I do. For books for sales, look up Zig Ziglar, Secrets of Closing the Sale. For negotiation, what is it? Is it Start With No? I think that's what it is. Jim, what's his name? Start With No is the book. I'm making sure I got the right guy. Jim Camp. Yeah, that's the one. So for negotiations, look up Start With No. For sales stuff, look up Zig Ziglar, Secrets of Closing the Sale. And then that'll be a good start. Calu. Hey, Adam, asking as a digital marketer, 7 years, looking to niche my services to video marketing. What do you think I'll need to learn for this certain skill? I'm already a master at social media marketing, video, photo editing. So what do you need to do for video marketing? Well, if you're already a master at all of the skills required, I'm not really sure what you're asking, because like video marketing is going to be a combination of social media marketing, video, photo editing, obviously video editing. Like to me, I think the gap, if anything, is going to be the strategy behind the video and then niching down to a market or a style of video that you're going to excel at producing. That's probably the opportunity. So it's like if you already know all of these different divergent paths, social media, video, photo editing, other things of marketing, how are you going to combine those into a truly unique, differentiated offer that I was like, yeah, Kel, that's my guy for this thing that I want, instead of, yes, he does all these other things, which makes it too hard to stand out. So yeah, you're going to have to combine them in a unique way or find an industry to focus in or a style. Short form vertical video ads for this, organic video, YouTube video editing, lots of different ways to do. Turf Nerd, I am David. Good to meet you, David. Good to get your name too. I'm going to lock that into my brain. I've not marketed much, but I am well known locally. Currently have around 1,500 clients and growing. Existing clients claim to love name. However, I have heard some negative feedback as well. Yeah, you're always going to hear negative feedback. I don't know if I would worried about that. Did you hear negative feedback from existing clients or from people that aren't clients? Because people that aren't clients, they don't get a vote. You know who gets a vote? People that pay you money. They get a vote. Also, names are subjective and you can't please people all the time. Fun fact, this shirt has little bicycles on it, I think. Yeah, bicycles. I wore this in a video months ago and someone made a comment. They're like, dude, I love that shirt. That's the greatest shirt ever. Where'd you get that shirt? I did a video again, same shirt, 3 or 4 months later. Someone wrote, this is an amazing video, but what's with that shirt? That is the worst shirt ever. How could you even wear such a terrible shirt or something like that? So, like, what are you going to do? Like, you can't make everybody happy. But if you've got 1,500 clients and growing, I don't know. sounds to me like you're doing something right. I would probably put a pin in changing your name. Like, just hold off. Do you need to? I don't know. I don't think so. Some negative feedback, 1%. Like, the other thing, this is another side story, but like, people that have a negative opinion about you and your business, they're not a fixed number of people. They're a percentage of people. The bigger you grow, the more like that percentage is going to just keep going. So if you've got 100 customers, you're going to get one bad thing that's like, I don't like your name. You get 1,000 customers, you're going to get 10. You get 10,000 customers, you're going to have 100. You get 100,000, you're going to get 1,000. So it's like, it's just going to keep going. So yeah, you've got to keep it in perspective. Lavance, what's good, brother? You got a king in the chat. I don't know what that means, but that's good, I guess. Hello to the king. No typo. It's purposely spelled that way. Oh, be careful then. Be careful. Be careful about intentionally misspelling words because most people won't clue into that. All right. Okay, Angelina. Yeah, perfect. Amazing. Okay, 9 o'clock. Let me see if I can find one more before family time. When we first started business, did you take care of business registration first or did you first start looking for clients? Okay, let's answer this one really quick. Did I take care of business registration first or did I look at clients? I did business registration first before starting looking at clients. I would have done that the opposite way now or do them at the same time because business registration takes 5 minutes and you need clients. So do that first. Let's see if I can find one more here. Yes, David, this one's important, and I think a good takeaway for everybody else as well. I've mentioned Seth Godin several times during your program. I believe Seth Godin is brilliant. What are your thoughts on Mark Schaefer books podcast? I don't know Mark Schaefer stuff. That wasn't a good question to end on. I'm sorry, David. I didn't even answer it. But I'm going to go for this one, and I'm going to look up Mark Schaefer after I write it down. Hang on there, family. If you're watching, I'll be there soon. Always looking for new good stuff. I'm going to start using your rifle versus shotgun analogy. This is in line with the one offer for one person. Yeah, absolutely. Focus is really a magic power here. Where can I find one? Answer all the questions like the Levi's example. Good. How did I learn to communicate? Practice and stuff. We can go into more of that later. A lot of good questions. I'm seeing if I can find one that I think will help the most people. Yeah, that's right. I just like the Canadian accent. Yeah, exactly. I don't say A enough. I got to start doing that. And yes, everyone should join the MI. No, I don't like having animal to myself. Yeah, exactly. We're what's that called? We gotta share the love, spread it around. Let's see. This is probably a good one on. I like this one for strategy. So let's hit this one. David, one last question. What marketing analysis is best for digital marketing agency? SWOT, Porter's 5, or Pestle? I like all of them. So for anybody not familiar with these, you can Google them all pretty quickly. I run through this one first, which, hang on, where's my thing? Marketing cheat sheet. This one. So this is mine, which again, clearly biased because I created it, but it's the Model Market Message Media Machine. In my view, that is by far the best for marketing, digital marketing, regular marketing. I just like, mostly because it sort of incorporates all of these, SWOT, Porter's 5, Pestle. Like you can put SWOT, Porter's 5, or Pestle all under those where they go, under your model, under your market, probably under market. So Pestle is probably the next one that I like the most. So looking at like the political, the economic, the social, the technological, the economic, and the legal. Ooh, did I get those right? Maybe. But like looking at all of those different aspects that are going to impact your campaign. The problem I have with, say, the Pestle analysis is that it's like, it's way up here. So like most people, it's just completely irrelevant. If I ask, like, even if you ask me, Adam, how does the current legal landscape impact digital marketing? I'll be able to pull out an answer. Be like, well, there's TikTok things here and there's that, but like it's mostly irrelevant. And that's because it just does not impact your customers enough at a deep enough level. So start with this one. Okay. We're good. 9:04. I'm late. I gotta run. As usual, thank you everyone for being here, for the amazing questions, for the amazing support, for the kind words as well to each other. And as usual, I will see you in a bit. Talk to you soon.